TV, certainly the best.
It's always a delight to know you are there with us on the program Politics Today on independent television and radio from wherever you are watching across the world. Welcome on board. And I'm Sonny Duke Okos. And we begin the show this beautiful Saturday with the stories that are trending. A federal high court in Ibadan yesterday, Friday, nullified the People's Democratic Party National Convention held on November 15, 2025 in Ibadan, Oyo State. The court also barred Kabiru, Turaki and others from presenting or parading themselves as national officers of the party. We'll talk about that much later in the course of the program when we bring a guest on board to help us make sense of the latest development. Okay. The national leadership of Accord Party has sacked chairman and councillors elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress to immediately vacate local government secretariats in Osun State. The party said the APC officials no longer have any legal mandate to remain in office, citing court judgment that nullified their election and the expiration of that tenure. All right, let's move on to other stories. We're following. Former governor of Cross River State, Donald Duke, has defected from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Duke was formerly registered as a member of the ADC in Ward 5, Calabar Municipality, where he also received his membership card, shares from supporters who's left in the PDP, by the way. Anyways, let's move on to other stories we're following as we get started on the show. The Kano State Resident Electoral Commissioner, REC Ambassador Abdul Zango, disclosed this during a stakeholders meeting in Kano. He said the commission received nominations from 10 registered parties for the polls in Kano Municipal and Angogo local government areas. The parties are the APC, ADP, AAC, PRP, Dennis Labour Party, Zenith Labour Party, and of course ABGA Good Party, Action Alliance, Labour Party, NNPP. Okay, that's the stories we are following. And perhaps we just take this last one. It says the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Kebbi State has suspended Kabiru Labo Jega, a senior party member, over allegations of instigating, sponsoring violence and unrest in Jega town. The suspension contained in a letter dated January 26, signed by the party's zonal vice chairman for Kebbi Central. Okay, let's go into a package today in terms of the major talking point. In the build up to the 2027 general elections, intra-party squabbles is being at the front burner from the federal through the states to the local government level. Some say this is symptomatic of a penultimate year leading to an election year. And for some analysts, these challenges that are bedeviling parties are rooted in poor leadership at the party's level. Selfish leadership. Leadership that is more concerned about its own stomach infrastructure at the detriment of all others who are also stakeholders in the party. And to help us make sense of all of these, in our first stanza on the conversation today, I'd like to welcome very, very specially a pioneer treasurer of the APC ACN in Edo State, former special advisor to the state governor on energy and water resources, former vice chairman Owan East, former secretary Owan East. I'd like to thank very specially engineer Dr. Festus Owu Uwagbaoje. Thank you very much for joining us, Engineer Festus. Good to have you here.
It's nice to have me.
It's been a while.
Thank you to the viewers out there and the listeners on radio. It's been a great day.
Yeah.
We're uniting with you.
So let me say Happy New Year's.
Yeah, we are pretty happy to say that.
Anyways, let's get the conversation started. we're seeing intra-party squabbles coming at the front burner, and some say this is usually the pattern, the trend in the penultimate year before an election. But on the flip side, there are concerns that this is deeply rooted with selfish leadership, poor leadership, greedy leadership, which tends to make this issue to become hydra-headed, and sometimes it could even consume the good intentions of maybe a state executive or a president or a leader, as the case may be. What do you make of this?
Thank you very much. I want to say that I can't agree less with the conditions that you gave that results to this kind of squabbles we have in political parties. But ours in Edo State is surmountable. The reason why it's surmountable is the kind of governor God has given us in this dispensation. I honestly prayed and I said I wanted a governor that will come to this state and perform. You will not know the strength of performance. When you perform, you have silenced this kind of leaders you just gave their qualities. Because it's your performance the people will look at. And I'm very happy. I want to reiterate here that we have had some roads that we believed in our area that somehow along the line, maybe it is the devil that is standing between us and the development of those roads. But today, I was just being told that the governor has awarded the road from Iwepe to Afuse. If you know the lives that road has taken from us, you won't believe. I've been told he has awarded the Auchi Iyepe road, and I've been told that he has awarded the Auchi Ibilo road. Now, what else do we expect from such a governor? The reason why I prayed was that we once had a man who was an economist who spoke all the beautiful English on earth, and we were expecting so much from him, and nothing came out. But then there was this propaganda. The one we want to give governor to now, this and that, but within my mind, I told God, don't disappoint us, please, because you have not disappointed before. Okay. Let him perform. And today, his performance has outshined, and the reason why I'm emphasizing this performance, I grew through the ranks in internal politics.
Okay.
And then, like you said, while you were introducing me, I was the state treasurer of this party right from the onset. I was there for ACD during the time of Andrew Agbi, late now. I was there during the time of Tony Omwage. I was there and all through to Thomas Okosu, and then before our tenure rounded up. And you see, one thing I discovered is when you have a man that is doing excellently well, there is no leader that can project himself as a god, because such a governor will be able to curtail your excesses. There was a time where leaders will tell you, if you don't satisfy my ambition, you cannot win in my area. We have gone beyond that in Edo State. What is required now is let the man who is leading us, like His Excellency Senator Governor Mondo Pero is doing, so that kind of leader is stoic when it comes to issues like this, because he has no interest in the interest that is in the various local government.
Okay, now you said something a while ago that the characteristics that I highlighted,
yes,
in terms of leadership qualities,
yes,
and disposition that is making some of these intra-party squabbles, yes, to fester, it's going to be a little bit different in Edo State because of the kind of leadership. Does that mean it does exist in Edo State and instead of the party
beautifully well, I'm a victim already. I'm a victim already for daring to challenge obnoxious characters and attitude that is not helpful in democratic practice, attitude that is rather scaring members instead of uniting people together. I'm a victim. Recently, in Onwa local government area, I discovered that we have the leadership of Abdugani Lawani, popularly called the Lion. I don't have any problem with him, because for me, you should give credit to a man who was there. And he has been there. And up to today, I still believe that we should uphold his leadership. But when leadership begins to produce fruits that are not productive, you have to be careful, because you may passively be allowing slavery unknown to you. And there's no nomenclature as that of a slave master, as that of a super slave. There's no nomenclature. All are slaves under a slave master. And if you are a leader that is not tolerant to people's opinion, there's a problem. There's a problem somewhere. Recently, we had a stakeholders meeting, and when we left the stakeholders meeting, I was told that there is an inner caucus that has said House of Assembly is zoned to somebody already. House of Rep is a no-go zone. this is bad. You cannot do this. Well, I thought it was plain because it was not discussed before us in the stakeholders meeting. And then for the man representing us in the House of Assembly currently, Eric Okaka, went to my village, you know, we come from the same place. He's from Ward 8 and Ward 9. And made a broadcast and said that he is the most experienced politician in our area right now, the most experienced legislator, let me quote him, apart from Honorable Pali Iriase. And that if there was House of Rep coming to our area, he should have taken it. But he is happy that the House of Rep is not vacant. Which means whatever conference of flight they went to where they discussed that matter, it was true that they discussed it. Otherwise, we would not have added importance to that statement. Okay. On the basis of that, we in the Aziz, in Aziz 2, where we come from, decided to call a stakeholders meeting. And we called a stakeholder meeting and expressed our position on some of the issues that have been bothering us. For instance, you know, the system has a way of compensating people. In the last local government election, the boy who ran for us, one Aitalebe Ernest, I was on the other side, but I saw that boy's dedication and I saw his unflinching support. And even though it was not convenient for us to have him as a chairman now in the next election, because he comes from Ijewe, where we have had chairman consecutively for over 12 years. But voice of reason prevailed. For such a boy, he was lynched for the governor. I'm telling you, he was almost killed. He had a running mate with him. And when this reason came, because he has his two, where I come from, we have 5 wards. Okay. We were already agitating that we should have the chairman. But when this voice of reason came, we discussed with each other and we said, look, if you look at this thing, this boy is a symbol of persistence and resilience. Whatever it will take, let us join hands together to ensure that let him have a taste of the council. Let us also see whether this is zeal will translate to performance. Okay. We agreed. He had a running mate. Now, because that running mate is not a bootlicker, does not sit in your house, the leader of the local government insists that that boy will be yanked off from that joint ticket and the ticket will be given to somebody else. Now, the leader himself started faction in the party when he instituted Transparency Group. He has a group in the party called Transparency Group. And that Transparency Group, if you are not a member of that group, you don't have anything in the local government. I can mention positions to you that are currently being occupied by all of them. So when you come and you are not seen as anybody, he has gathered to himself a leadership that cannot even tell him the truth and decipher between lies and truth. Okay, let me quickly drop this point. Okay. One of our agitation is that if this is a joint ticket and we have agreed that this Aitalebe Ernest should run for chairmanship, you cannot yank this boy off for selfish reason. That's where, because this discussion dovetailed into the earlier conditions you gave of selfishness. Okay. Self is the issue here. So we insisted in our stakeholders meeting, we said, if Ernest Aitalebe is to represent us as the chairman of this council, his vice is, from my word, Alaba Imoyi, should remain his vice. And that's the crux of the matter. And somebody says that he's a god. See, I want to thank God also for the kind of party chairman we have, Jared Tenebe. I want to thank God because he has listening ears. When I went to him to discuss some of these matters with him, he said, just what you simply need to do is make this point clear to the leaders. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. In the process, the leader who was spoken to came home, very boisterous, and was telling people that he's very close to the system, nobody can plan his removal, and that anybody who plans his removal will be dealt with, so on and so forth. And we have grown beyond intimidation. Okay. You know me very well. Nobody can intimidate me.
The question I want to ask you is this. We're seeing this over time. Yes. This issue of power rotation is a major issue in our political system and the political structure. Yes. What do you think is fueling this?
See, rotation, my brother, was actually instituted to allow incurable minority to have a taste of government, right? Now, look at Bayelsa State. If it were not for rotation that presidency is coming to the south, you wouldn't have had an 8 local government state becoming the president of this nation. I quite agree with it. It may be an unwritten constitution, but to a large extent, it helps people who are few, you know, a microscopic structure of the society to be part of governance. I like it. I don't have problem with it. But sometimes voice of reasons can prevail. But you see, right, from Onwa East and Onwa West, because we are the same constituency, Onwa East, Onwa West. It was during Pali that we had the second tenure. We have never had it before. And again, to a large extent, we agree to the reason they advanced that, see, the older you are in the legislative arm, the brighter your opportunity of holding key positions. So that's why when Pali went for a second tenure, he became the minority whip of the house. So for me, it was good. Julius Ihonvbere, Professor Julius Ihonvbere has just finished his second tenure. And we are saying now power should rotate to Onwa East. And there is no point in time where anybody from a particular axis contests that the other axis will not also contest with you. Now this is the crux of the matter. For you to now sit in your house, an issue that is concerning all of us, you won't bring it to a stakeholders meeting, but you will be discussing it at a caucus level of 4 or 5 people, and you are telling us that House of Rep, that you have zoned it somewhere already, you have zoned it to somebody precisely. I think it's a misnomer. For me, because see, you don't know how proud you are when you go somewhere and you see your legislator performing very well. You are the one celebrating him, he will not know. I have a House of Assembly member, you cover news here. I have a House of Assembly member that has never moved a motion one day in the House, and he's seeking to go back third tenure. And somebody is telling us that man is also going to be the candidate of the party, without even conferring with us to know, do we really want this man to go back or not? How do you now become the vote of everybody? If you impose anybody on us that the people don't like, it has a reverberating effect, because at the end of the day, when you lose the election, you are not to be blamed. The voters will be asked questions. The party members will be asked questions. How come this man failed? But they won't know that the voice of reason was silent from the beginning. Okay. Now, one of the issues we discussed in the meeting that is becoming a problem, and I hear there's a purported suspension. Of course, I was a treasurer of this party, like I told you, for years. And in the constitution, there is no provision for ASIS. Let the person who is the ASIS chairman come out and tell me he's the ASIS chairman. There's no position for ASIS. It's a position for convenience. Okay. Where an ASIS can come together and advance their issues, and let the party know this is our agitation. And that's exactly what we did. That same meeting they didn't want me to hold because I didn't praise the leaders. As we speak now, they are hearing me now. Eric Okaka has called for that meeting in his house. In his own house, he has called for the meeting. And the meeting, let me also shock you, that it is so segregated that the people that are there now are only the people who can bootlick. They are not people who can speak to truth, and it's belly aching when you see things like this happening.
Let me push it. I'll come back to you in just a moment. If you just join us, it's Politics Today on independent television and radio. In my opening statement, I did say that for a penultimate year like this, intra-party squabbles is always at the front burner, taking prime position in political discourse, and largely because of poor leadership at the various strata of the society. When we return, we'll talk more about this, particularly from the perspective of godfatherism and politics in Nigeria. Stay with me. Thanks again for joining us on the program Politics Today on independent television and radio, as we X-ray, review, analyze the challenge of intra-party squabbles in the build-up to the 2027 general election. The major talking point is the seeming resurgence of godfatherism in politics. My guest is Dr. Festus Owagbaoje, former treasurer of the APC in Edo State. Dr. Owu, thank you again for coming.
Thank you once more.
Okay, now, you just want to believe that at some point this issue of godfatherism in politics will be a thing of the past. But it looks like each time someone has the opportunity to occupy an appointive or elective position, such individual literally take it upon himself or herself to become the godfather, and that emerges with time. Is this any concern to you?
Now, the transition from an elected person becoming a godfather, there's nothing wrong in it if he knows the intent and purpose for which that name was etched in the dictionary, right? For me, literally, a godfather simply means a man who can brood over the people, accommodate their differences, and settle them out if there are issues. That's what a godfather is. A godfather is not a man that should impose people on you. A godfather is not a man that will encourage lopsidedness in appointments. Let me give you this. In my local government, as we speak, the chairman of the council is from Aziz 1, where the leader comes from. Abdulgani Lawani is from Aziz 1. The chairman of the council is from that place. The party chairman that they single-handedly picked, because when the chairman defected, the vice chairman from Aziz, who was supposed to become the chairman, they would weak him to submission. And they brought somebody else. As we speak, he cannot sign any document in my local government. And I'm saying this, nobody contesting elections should allow that man's signature on his papers because it will validate the person's forms. I'm saying it with all for seriousness. Now, that is one. The secretary, we have a rotational policy where if the chairman comes from an Aziz, the vice chairman and the secretary goes to the other side to balance power. But as we speak, it is the first time it is being defined. The secretary is a boy to the leader of the local government from his house. The same boy doubles as a legislative aide to Senator Adams Oshiomhole. The INEC representative at state is from his village. The federal INEC representative from the representative in INEC is from his place. The SCEC representative is from his place. The Public Complaint Commission member is from also as this one. So if you look at my place, we eventually have the House of Assembly Service Commission from Ward 8, Okaka's ward. And then we have, meanwhile, even the treasurer of the party at the state is from his village. What we have in my place now is that commission member for the House of Assembly from Okaka's ward and the deputy state youth leader from my ward. Now, I even want a very balanced reporting so that when I'm coming here, I challenge any of them to sit with me in the studio here. I want to know the reason why they said I was suspended. Because the two ward chairmen, they induced and asked to take signatures to say they have suspended me. Those two chairmen, I didn't hold any meeting in their ward. The meeting I called was an Aziz meeting. A chairman of a ward has the right to cry out for usurpation if you call a meeting for the ward. I didn't call a meeting for the ward. I called a meeting for the Aziz. And I'm eminently qualified for that position because I'm also a leader from there. If you give somebody the leadership priority to say leader, and it's not leading you, it is up to you to ask for your freedom. Let me ask
you a question, because you talked about, the state has a leadership that is proactive, that is impacting, and yet you're having all of these challenges bedeviling the party, pockets of it across different parts of the state, including your constituency or your local government as well. So how do you justify this, your initial statement?
You see, the problem is the ladder. My experience has told me climbing the ladder is not always easy. But when you climb the ladder in politics, solution comes. Like I told you before, the governor of this state has listening ear. Unfortunately, the ladder through which information will get to him from the local government is the ladder orchestrated by these same people. So at the end of the day,
so the information is truncated.
It's truncated. I can assure you the government is aware of this imbroglio today, this quagmire, as I speak with you. And that's why we need to come to this place, because I didn't plan it. I'm a party man. Although I've exhausted the party mechanism of trying to solve the problem. But the man at the top, who is the leader of the state, needs to know what is happening in Onwa. You know why? It is not enough for you to say you will have the vote we are all looking for coming. It is the leaders at the various local governments, their attitude and their performance that will determine how people turn out to vote. And because they have made themselves lords and kings in their domain, people don't talk. Let me tell you something that I will also want to let the leaders of the party know. From the very first day we had that stakeholders meeting till today, I don't want to exaggerate. I've received over 1,000 plus calls. Or people who are telling me, we are grateful to God that somebody like you came out. That we have been living like this for years and nobody dare challenge the authority.
What is it about political leadership that makes them to be averse to people who are smart, people who are intelligent, people who are articulate, people who can engage? What is it about them?
You see, this question you asked me is very beautiful because I've always been here. I come here regularly because when they tell you, and Dr. Festus has started, it's not so. I vowed in my life that in my presence, you will not oppress anybody. You will not intimidate anybody. You won't stop anybody's chance. Because those who tried it in the Bible went to the bush and feasted like animals for 7 years so that they will realize that God is in the affairs of men. And let me also say this to religious leaders, including you as a pastor, that it is a sin when you know what is right and you refuse to do it. The idea of people saying, I don't want people to notice, or I don't want them to know that I'm the one who said so. For me, it is a sin. It is, and that's why I always have problem with leadership. The reason why they are vowed to it is that they are afraid to have it within their circle because they know that the things they are observing, they are inimical to the people. But we help them make their own personal gains. Ask me, how many of them have second address? How many of them have second address where they work? If we want to get our politics right, politicians must necessarily have a second address. Because if you have men surrounding you whose fortune lies only in this politics, they will use men as merchandise. They will take advantage of the vulnerables. They will take everything from them in the guise of, I will give you the position. And at the end of the day, when they impose those people, they will fail the election. And then you will be blaming yourself, why did my party lose? It is not that the party was not popular. It is because the person they imposed on you was grossly, I use that word again, unpopular. That is the problem we have. So if you and I must work together like the Bible said, how can two work together if they don't agree? It's not possible now. We can't agree because what you are bringing is Luciferous, it's satanic. And I won't sit down to dine with the devil. I don't believe in long spoon because the devil is smarter than you. If you use long spoon, it will still catch up with you with time. There is nothing he invests in you, he will not collect back. That is the reason why I am insisting that people must wake up. Pastor Duke, let me shock you. In Nigeria today, do you know why you don't get the best men representing us? They die at the party level.
What do you mean they die at the party level?
Beautiful. I respect Shehu Sani when he said the reason why we don't have people who are intelligent and are developmentally conscious ruling us is because at the permanence they are hoodwinked. Now, let me sound this as a warning to those who are elites who want to contest election. It does not start with asking for the position you want to contest for. No. First, go back to the party. Ensure that you are involved in the party structure. If you are not involved in the party structure, those same people who are already slaves are very easy to induce. Once they tell them, I am the one, permit me to use the English, na me talk am, and una no say, na me dey everywhere. Now this man I go vote for tomorrow. Against the voice of reason, those people are gullible. Of course, the poverty we have today,
the weaponized poverty.
The poverty we have today is intentional. In my book, I stated it. It's a web that was woven around us. And once you are inside the web of poverty, the bread of sorrow will make you succumb. And I won't eat the bread of sorrow. I am not a rich man, Sonny, you know that very well. But I have lived above that stage when you will be doing something evil. And if every other local government can tolerate it, I won't tolerate it. Suspension will not help them. Because if you suspend me, you won't suspend my mouth. In a few days' time, I will be somewhere again in the national media if nobody talks about this thing. And this evil must be exposed once and for all. Because it's cancerous. And it's growing. It's cancerous. You see, we had a problem when we said the elites didn't join politics on time. Because they thought it was an experiment.
Yeah.
The talks took over the game. Now, it is like, therefore, that a thug is sitting on a chair like this with all the weapons by his side, and the elites want to take this chair from him, and he has to bend down to take it. That analogy shows to you how serious this fight is going to be.
Okay.
And until we come out and stand against this evil they are practicing, where somebody will come from nowhere, and a man will tell him, I have said it, you are the House of Rep member. I have said it, you are going to House of Assembly. I mean, we need to stop it.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Festus Uwagba-Orji. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.
Bless you, my brother. God bless you.
It's still politics today. We'll take a look at what's trending in the news. And we'll be back with our next discussion on the Federal High Court Ibadan judgment on the People's Democratic Party convention. Stay tuned. On the program Politics Today. The Federal High Court in Ibadan on Friday nullified the People's Democratic Party National Convention held on November 15, 2025 in Ibadan, Oyo State. The court also barred Kabiru Turaki and others from presenting themselves as national officers of the party dealing a significant blow to the faction that emerged from the convention. Despite internal disputes within the party, the PDP went ahead with its highly anticipated two-day 2025 elective national convention at the Lekan Salami Stadium in Adamashingba, Ibadan. Tagged #2025, the convention attracted thousands of party delegates, leaders, and supporters. The court's decision follows ongoing leadership disputes within the PDP, which have led to competing factions and legal battles over the party's national leadership and internal processes. Reacting to the ruling in a statement posted on the PDP X handle on Friday, the party's national publicity secretary, Ini Ememabong, said the PDP is awaiting the final pronouncement of the appellate court, which it believes will uphold its position. This is what we have today as it relates to the PDP. And we're hoping Chief Emma Ogidi is the South-South Zonal Coordinator Caretaker Committee of the People's Democratic Party. We hope you'll be able to join us to help us have more insight into the party's next line of action as it relates to the latest development with the court ruling on the convention held. Chief Ogidi, it's good to have you join us on the program Politics Today. What's the party's position on the latest development from the court as it relates to convention of the party held on the 15th of November 2025? We're having a bit of a technical glitch there. We hope we'll be able to re-establish connection with Chief Emma Ogidi so we can have more insights into the latest development as it relates to the PDP with the court ruling, Federal High Court ruling from Ibadan, your state capital. That ruling came to effect yesterday, or came to the public yesterday, and reactions and counter-reactions have been trailing it. And this is more or less like survival for the PDP. And just this morning we reported also that former Cross River State Governor, talking about Donald Duke, has left the party to join the APC. And that's another major departure from the party, which is something we've seen in the last couple of days. But let's see if we can re-establish connection with Chief Ogidi, who is joining us virtually. Chief, good morning. Welcome to the program Politics Today. Okay, we'll take a short break. When we return, we'll have a more robust conversation, hopefully, with Chief Ogidi, who is joining us virtually to look at the PDP situation with the recent ruling on the national convention of the party and an order calling on directing the National Working Committee of the party to stop parading itself in that position. Please join us again on the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. Don't go away. Okay, we've got Chief Emma Ogidi, the South-South Zonal Coordinator, Caretaker Committee of the PDP, joining us. Chief, many thanks again for joining. We've been having a bit of an unstable network to have this conversation. We just talked about the recent development with the court ruling on the PDP convention. What's the position of the party on this?
In the lower court, we still want to go into a matter that's already in the higher court. We are already in the appeal courts. But we don't know what's going on with these federal high court judges. Same thing happened in Abuja. We withdrew the case, the judge said he charged. But the truth of the matter is that we're already in the appeal court. We have applied for stay of execution and we have also appealed against the judgment. And once that happens, you're supposed to stop whatever you're doing. But the judges want to do whatever they want to do. But each time they do what they're doing, it's our advantage. You know why? Because we have already complained about them. So our complaint now is justified. Now, the truth of the matter is that the convention day or the convention is a process. We actually started from the World Congresses to the AGA Congress, to the State Congress, to the convention. And in the two last NEC meetings, INEC was present. We don't know why INEC is economical with the truth. But whatever, no matter how delayed it is, the truth to come out in the open, I will believe that people will give it to us. So we want to use the opportunity and let us thank you for it to tell our team supporters that nothing do us. By the grace of God, PDP is the leading opposition and we're going to win in the 2027 election.
Chief, in the build up to that convention, there were court judgment or rulings which some say should have made the party not to go ahead with the convention. Do you think the party defied these court orders, restraining it from conducting this convention, and now we are seeing the consequences of those defilement based on this latest development from Ibadan?
We did not defy. When the Motion gave his ruling or his judgment, we appealed against it. And before then, too, we also get the judgment in Ibadan. There are all cause of conduct decision. The court in Ibadan gave us the authority to go ahead, and we did it. So it's not as if we're not aware what they're trying to do. Is it they're all courts of conduct jurisdiction, and then we followed it. Now, the only body that can tell us that what we did in Ibadan is wrong is the appeal court. So the other court should wait until the appeal court takes a position. I hope it's clear.
Okay, so is the party seeking further, redress to this issue at the moment? If so, what effort has been made in that direction, Chief?
Of course, we are going to complain to the NGC, but they have not done well.
There are those who feel that this intractable crisis rocking the PDP is fueling defection from the party. I mean, we just heard that Donald Duke, former governor under the platform of PDP in Cross River State, has moved to the APC.
Well, it's expected. You know, the human being sometimes they become desperate, and because they're also looking for the timing. It is well orchestrated by the APC. Let me go restate it again. Wike is working for the APC to destroy PDP. Let him not pretend. We all know. But see, PDP is destructive. But for those of them, I'm sure they will come back because we know that within the next 2 months, PDP will bounce back and then they will come back.
You said a while ago that the PDP remains a major opposition in Nigeria. Is that still valid against the background of what has happened in recent times with some of the defections and then many of the governors under the platform of the PDP moving to the APC, and then of course with the emergence of the ADC?
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. If PDP is not solid, why are they still fighting PDP? PDP is the bedrock of democracy in Nigeria. It's called the People's Democratic Party. Our strength lies with the people and the grassroots. That is the strength of PDP. It's indestructible. If there's no PDP on the ballots, then it's not an election. I can tell you that.
All right, Chief Ogidi, I want to thank you for your time with us on the program Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. But just before we let you go, what is the party's projections for 2027 against the background of recent developments in the country and then the seeming crisis rocking the party? Most of the party state governors, they have jumped ship, they have cross-cabinet, they have moved to the APC as well. All of these are signals that things are not the way it used to be for a party that boasted of ruling Nigeria for 60 years, for a party that boasted to be the biggest party in Africa. All of this seems to be paling into insignificance today, Chief Ogidi.
We have the biggest party because all their certificates still read PDP. So coming back will be very easy for everybody. So for our team supporters, let not your heart be troubled. That's what Jesus Christ told his disciples in those days. I'm borrowing from the Bible. let not our house be troubled, because by the grace of God, we are bouncing back.
We've seen a couple of celebrations from the Wike faction, as some would say, as far as the PDP is concerned. Is Wike still a member of the People's Democratic Party, by your records?
There's no faction in PDP. They have been dismissed. The PDP doesn't have a faction. We have only one PDP, led by Turaki. They have been dismissed. There's no faction.
If you say there's no faction, so why having all of this coming as of today, by virtue of the court ruling from Ibadan yesterday, it means that the National Working Committee led by Tamini Suraki, SAN, ceases to exist. I mean, it means the status quo remains. So what do you make of that?
I told you that what that judge did is against the law. So I'm not going to discuss it. We're in appeal.
Okay, the PDP is already in appeal over this issue. That's the point you want us to take from this conversation with you.
Yeah. But that matter again.
So what are your expectations? What are your expectations in terms of the party's impact in the forthcoming election? What do you make of the build-up in terms of the party's strength in the build-up to the next election in view of all of this? What you feel, what your perspectives are, what your opinions are, as we bring the show to a close this lovely Saturday morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, and then go ahead with your contribution. The studio number is 08077770300. That's our studio number. Tell us your name and where you're calling from, and then go ahead with your contribution. Hello, caller. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Okay, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Please stay with us. And the number, get it buzzing, and let's get to views. Good morning, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. You're live on Politics Today. Good morning.
Good morning. God bless you, Mr. Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning to the analysts in the house.
Okay.
Mr. Sonny, let me ask you a question. Will you now have opposition in other radio or television stations? And will you start to condemn ITV totally because you now have a bigger job, bigger than the station that grew you up? It's not reasonable to me as a woman.
You didn't tell us your name, so we know who we're talking with.
My name is Solomon Ataga.
Okay, Solomon Ataga.
The fact is that, okay, let's talk about party structure. Saraki was a governor before he became a Senate president. If we are giving kudos and levels to those in party, Is Wike more than Saraki in the party? He was once a governor and now a minister. You are dealing with somebody who was a governor before and also a Senate president, number 3 man of the country. You are appointed as a minister, it's just made by one person. The president may wake up tomorrow and say, I don't need you again as a minister. Well, you were not protected. Then the issue of the crisis in Owa or wherever, you know, when those who fail where they are coming from, when they were coming, they tell us that somebody cannot oppress you as a godfather. But it's not unfortunately they are there, they don't want people to stop. And we encourage my brothers in studio, they don't give up. People like us are watching. When people just decide what they say is final, what the mandate of the people is what they are concerned. Their concern is that there must be a leader forever. But times are there. In year 2010, nobody knew that APC will be the one existing today. So I also know that a time will come, this will still be a forbidden party. That's my take, and God bless you.
All right, Solomon Ataka, thank you for your perspective. You say Politics Today on Independent Television and Radio. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Go ahead with your contribution. Good morning, caller. Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
I'm JB Dennis. I'm calling from Kenwan Barak right now.
JB Dennis, go ahead.
No, when we are talking about politics, there's no way you can rule a godfather out of politics. Somebody mentioned Wike just now. The reason why Wike is popular, he was a former governor and he performed so well in Rivers State. At the same time, he empower people from grassroots level. That is what we are seeing in Port Harcourt today, to the extent that if you gather a crowd, you see everywhere full. You cannot be a leader without a follower. Look at what is still happening in Abuja in terms of development and the rest. It's the one that makes it so popular. Like when we are talking about...
But he's not been able to pay workers' salaries. Workers are holding him by the stroke of the neck. I mean, protest every day. I didn't expect that somebody like Wike, with his antecedent, his performance, his trajectory, and all of that, will find himself in such a situation that he's now running from workers. Workers are looking for him everywhere. Can you be that?
But he denied that, when they interview Wike, your assistant station.
Yes, he can deny that, but it doesn't take away the fact that workers are being owed and the workers are hungry, they are angry. You know the state of the economy today, and workers are being owed whatever allowances or salary or arrears. I didn't expect that because of Wike's antecedent, he would get to this level where workers will be all over the place looking for him. They are protesting every day, and he doesn't seem to care. Meanwhile, he's commissioning roads every day.
When we are talking infrastructure, and the rest of them is number one. Even the Nigeria, I've never seen...
JB Dennis, I want to ask you a question. Which is more important? The human capital development or the infrastructural development? If you have infrastructures, you don't have human beings to use those infrastructures. Does it make any sense?
I don't really know what happened concerning Sari.
Okay, now go ahead with your contribution. Let me not take you on this.
My basic that as a godfather, you're supposed to carry people along.
Okay.
So the program in PDP, we have some government in PDP who are decided to help progressive party, which for their own selfish reason try to kill the party. Now, just like Solomon Ataka has said just now, that we have people like Saraki and all of them. Why can't they compare together and make sure that the PDP stand? All of them now left the PDP, that they are bringing peace.
Okay, thank you, JB Dennis, for your contribution. We'll take our last call before we bring this show to a close this beautiful Saturday morning. Wherever you're watching, call the studio number. Hello, caller, we got you on the program Politics Today. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, Sonny Duke Okoso.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Double Chief Obama is on the line.
Where is Double Chief calling us from?
From Benin.
Where in Benin?
I want to be precisely.
All right, Double Chief, go ahead. Just go ahead.
Good morning. I've listened with some attention to what you're discussing.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that you don't have an opposition party. The intrigues, the only intrigues you find, because I've been a UPM product, she like defected to the party around today, APC. all this party intra-party you are seeing. Until we learn that let us get a genuine person who is a party member. How do you identify a genuine person? Some of them are there, they underprivileged. When you give them position, they become a teen god. Just like what that man has explained on one. It's applicable all over the party. Both APC, we have them there. PDP, we have them there. The ADC you are seeing forming group now. At the end of the day, it will demoralize themselves because it's a bed of all friends and well-wishers. At the end, they will scatter. So please, my humble advice is the electorate. Let us know where we are doing. Don't let people can just blind stories of a different inclet on daily basis to say this is that. They are deceiving themselves. APC has come to stay. It's the power party today. Let us not deceive ourselves.
All right.
Is performing.
All right.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much. That's the much we have for you on the program, Politics Today, on independent television and radio. We hope you had a great time with us on the show. Just know that views expressed here, whether physically in the studio or online, are entirely the views of those who are bringing them forth. They are not the perspective of the station. In any case, our program is open to have variety of perspectives just to ensure we'll have very robust engagements, interactions, and debates to engender egalitarian society that is based on the rule of law, that is based on fairness, equity, and justice. I'm Sonny Duke Okosun. On behalf of all of us here, this is wishing you a great weekend. Bye for now.
ITV, certainly the best.
Ojúde aṣáájú abẹ́rẹ́ pẹ́. Àyàbá aṣáájú abẹ́rẹ́ pẹ́. Àlàyé aṣáájú abẹ́rẹ́ pẹ́. Ẹgbẹ̀júwà.
ITV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
On today's edition on Market Survey, we are currently at the market to get to know the current price of pumpkin leaf, also known as ugu. Currently, we are getting close to the raining season, so we want to know if the season affects the prices, and if the prices that it was being sold last year is also the same prices that is being sold this year. So come with us as we get to know the current price of pumpkin leaf in the market, also known as ugu. I am Stephanie Notoriwa.
On today's edition of Market Survey, we take a closer look at the price of pumpkin leaves, popularly known as ugu, one of the most widely consumed vegetables in Nigeria. Ugu is a common ingredient in many Nigerian meals, valued for its nutritional benefit and affordability. From soup to sauce, pumpkin leaves play an important role in household cooking. But before ugu gets to the market, it begins its journey on the farm. Pumpkin farming begins with land preparation. Farmers clear the land and loosen the soil to make it suitable for planting. Pumpkin seeds are planted directly into the soil, usually at the beginning of the raining season. The seeds germinate within a few days and begin to grow into creeping vines. Ugu plants require regular watering, especially during dry periods. Farmers also remove weeds and apply manure or fertilizers to encourage healthy growth. As the plant grows, the leaves become broad and dark green, a sign that they are ready for harvesting. Harvesting of pumpkin leaves usually begin a few weeks after planting. Farmers carefully cut the leaves and young vines to allow the plant continue growing. This method allows for repeated harvesting from the same plant over time. After harvesting, the leaves are washed, bundled, and prepared for transportation to the market. From the farms, bundles of ugu are transported to the market in nearby towns and cities. Transportation cost and freshness play a major role in determining the market price. In the market, ugu is sold in different bundle sizes depending on demand and supply. Traders say prices vary based on season, availability, and the cost of transportation. Fresh, well-trimmed bundles attract higher prices, while smaller or older leaves sells for less. Earlier in the year, the price of ugu was on the high side in many markets. During this period, scarcity caused by dry weather conditions affected production. Farmers recorded low yield due to inadequate rainfall, while irrigation costs increased. As a result, fewer pumpkin leaves reached the market. Traders also blame high transportation costs and fuel prices for the increase. These factors contributed to the rise in the cost of ugu, affecting consumers. Many buyers were forced to reduce the quantity they purchase or turn to alternative vegetables.
Pumpkin leaf dey for market now. The price
don still come down now. Now 200 we dey sell. Unlike that early January when be 500. As in the price don still come down for market. That's why we see they sell to 200 now.
So how much I say they sell before?
Before that early January when we new enter January. Now 500 because we new enter the dry season. All the leaf don't dry for bush. So we dey go dey buy from New Benin. So those New Benin now for riverside and they expensive. So now the way we take buy, we take they sell. Now they don't beat and down, and that's why we can't they sell on to 200.
So how na say they buy and a bag I be they bundle am?
Now bunch, big, very big bunch. So we they buy am like that.
So how much I say they buy the bunch?
Before we they buy am like 30,000 naira. Now it does come down to 10,000. That's why we can't they sell on to 200.
So now the season now we dey for pumpkin leaf.
No, we never enter the season really. Now when rain they fall during the rainy season, now we take the enter pumpkin season. That's why I see the scarce now.
So now we be they sell on 200. If you can't day if rainy season can't come proper, how much now cut they sell?
Now see they sell 200 naira because it don't there everywhere. So the way with the time now say and they smaller like this. Yeah. But during that rainy season now you will consider they bigger past this one. You can't be 3,500.
Say person now won't buy this pumpkin leaf full for house. How you go take preserve them?
If you want preserve and you buy one when water never touch, when you know you never want use them now. Maybe now tomorrow you want to use them now. You need to buy the one whenever enter water so that you will feel stay longer. If you buy this one when you don't enter water now, go melt before tomorrow. So you need to buy that one when water never touch. So that one go dey preserve than this one when it don't soak.
So the transport fare they affect pumpkin leaf?
Not really. Now the normal price we take they go before. Now we still they go now. Here to New Benin now is 500. If you are coming with your load, they will still charge you like 700 or 800. So you need to price down when you know say go still favor you with your market.
You talk and say it depends on where you for buy now you take sell. So people will be say they farm now. If you say they go sell and cheaper.
Yes, they go sell and cheaper because we don't enter the rainy season. Now during the rainy season, don't they much full everywhere. If you not say, if you go B fit sell for me. As you A not green sell, B fit sell for me. Now so it be.
Listen at January we dey, so business slow.
It's slow well. Yes.
Compared to December.
Yes.
So how the price of pumpkin be for market now?
The price of pumpkin is, let's say we buy pumpkin 30,000. Then now we are buying 10,000 now. Okay. Yes. Then after the 10,000, we tie it by ourselves. We give them 3,500 and 1,200. Okay.
Okay. So how much na take they buy bag before? How much na take they tie?
When we buy bag, we will tie. Let's say we tie like 15,000, 5,000 will be our gain. The rest is the money of the pumpkin. Then we are buying pumpkin. Sometimes we buy it 30,000, 35. Like the one that they are selling Oko now, that Oko now, we are buying it 3,000, 4,000. But we can price 3,000. They give us, then we buy. Yes.
So now we say they sell at 200. Customers they complain say it's still too dear.
Yes, they say it's too dear. Now we tell the same man, men and manager, not be the season now we dey. So the season of the pumpkin, if it still come out, then we tell a much of this one, then it will be big. We sell it 1, 200, 3, 500.
So pumpkin no fit go back to 15 naira?
No, it cannot. No, it cannot. No, you know if you go past 15 naira.
You no fit go back to 15 naira?
No.
So like which one be the highest amount on the tie apart from 200?
Is that to 200? Yes.
So that 200 they go counter?
Yes. If you counter, we can give you 1,000 naira. Yes. When we give you 1,000, as a customer concern, if you want to buy like 2,000, we can give you 15. Yes, 2,000.
How pumpkin be for market now?
Pumpkin dey cheap now for market. Like January, they costly. Why? Because the way we take dey buy, but now it all dey cheap.
So how much difference is there now?
Big difference dey. Big difference dey because why? Before when around that kind of January we dey buy at least 35, 30, but now we dey buy Jebu Ode sometimes 18,000. Yeah, so we see the one of 10,000, 9,000, 8,000. So it all dey cheap. Pass as first be.
So you mentioned Jebu Ode own. So which other types still dey for the pumpkin?
Olisha dey, Jebu Ode dey. If you reach market now, you see as my pocket reach. E dey market.
Which one be the cheapest one?
The cheapest one and I be Olisha. So now they cheaper.
How much I say you carry that one?
No. Before when you come out, we dey carry on 12,000, but now 8,000, 9,000. Depends how slow to the market.
So as the different one dey, so it still did I get the different one at the time?
No. Yes. Now the same price we still stay the time. That is a 200, 3, 500.
Some not the many pass some because they na different type.
No. Now the same price. 200, 3, 500. Now we take the time. Maybe county price 8, 1,000. So that everybody will feel afford them.
So if I buy pumpkin now, if I want leave, I may last for like 1 week. I want it one.
You buy dry one. The one we never enter water, we never touch water at all. Like this one now, we be say don't enter water now. If you leave them for light before they break, now you go mint. But that dry one now we be say, at you see those one now we never even touch water at all. Even though say you leave them for 1 week, for until they melt, it go they dry. Okay. So that be the difference with the inside.
So if you say this pumpkin go cheap past the one that they sell, so maybe they sell 100 naira for one time.
No, enough if possible. Only say difference where it go there be say we will tie am big pass as it be say we take the tie am before for rainy season. Maybe as this one be now we dey tie am by this kind of time now. So that time reach for rainy season it go be like 2 like this, 200. So now so we take the tie and go big pass as it be say we take the tie am before.
So how much should they buy they say that they buy am for bundle?
The bundle na 10,000.
How much should they buy am before?
We did buy before 15 for Nisha. White na different size. We did buy Jebu Ode before 32, but now it don't fall down.
So you don't ever buy from farmer directly?
No, direct from New Benin. No, say this dry season, farm now, they now for riverside, all this where they come from.
So if you say this thing go cheap as the way it dey like this, so even if the rainy season come,
it go cheap pass like that now because that rainy season time, they full everywhere. Because farmer, village side, they carry corn, it dey cheap pass like that. This size, 2 now be 200 that time.
okay. How pumpkin dey now? E don cheap for market?
E don cheap o. Pumpkin not there this year.
So last year there?
Yes.
How much you take dey sell now? How much you take sell last year?
Last year by this time from November, December, January for 500 last year. But this year now 200, 500, 1,000. Sometimes 200-300.
So how much na take dey carry? Say una dey carry am bundle. How much na take dey carry am before and now?
Na 2 type of leaf na dey market. Onitsha now, some people go buy 7,500, while some people go buy 8,000. While Jebu dey sometimes 28,000, 22,000.
But now how much they carry that Jebu dey on?
Jebu dey not dey for market now. Na Onitsha dey.
How much they carry am now?
Onitsha 7,000 now buy today.
Okay. As of today?
Yes.
So if you say this thing go cheap as this one, no get every say una go sell pumpkin 100 naira for least.
E no dey. Yes.
Why you think say e no dey?
E no dey now. Everything dey change every year now.
So if the thing come dey market for its season now, wetin go come be the difference for how una say dey sell now?
E go come big pass this one. The time e go be big pass this one.
In recent weeks, the supply of ugu has improved due to better weather conditions. It has led to slight change in price, although traders say the market remains unstable. From planting and harvesting to transportation and marketing, pumpkin leaves pass through several stages before reaching consumers. On today's edition of Market Survey, we've shown you that the price of ugu is influenced by farming conditions, transportation costs, and market demand. Understanding this process help explain the change in price of pumpkin leaves in the market.
Of today's edition on Market Survey, and now we know the current price of pumpkin, also known as ugu, here in the market. From the traders, we discovered that it is not even in its season yet, but it is still very much affordable here in the market, being that the least tied pumpkin or ugu leaf is 200 naira. So when it gets to its season, it will be way affordable than it is now. And that's the end of today's edition on Market Survey. I am Stephanie Notoriua.
ITV, certainly the best.
Top on the list of the initiates was the eldest son of the Esama of Benin and former governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Nosakare Igbenedion. 11 of his siblings, namely Bright Ayamekwe Igbenedion, Honorable Charles Osenwike Igbenedion, Peter Osawari Igbenedion, Dr. Fred Osanwi Igbenedion, Barrister Mike Osarene Igbenedion, Efosa Douglas Igbenedion, Ukbonwa Enes Igbenedion, Osawe Igbenedion, Edosa Igbenedion, Dr. Daniel Omorige Igbenedion, Agbon Steve Igbenedion, as well as the Executive Director Operations, ITV and Radio, Chief Elder Ugbeide Nwonse. It was a vital aspect of Okada community's cultural heritage, which emphasized the significance of age, responsibility, and community service. Over 50 notable sons of Okada were also initiated. According to tradition and customs, those initiated, dressed in white traditional attire, were made to undergo some rituals, while the Odionwe pronounces blessings on them and assisted them to take a seat with the elders.
The Ugewe is the final ceremony of the series of festivals. It is one of peace and lightheartedness, following the more solemn of the ritual year. Ugewe is the festival of the Ewe leaves, a symbol of good luck and joy. It is the most popular of all that heralds the dawn of a Benin New Year, new vow, newness of life and freshness of life, and a new hope for the future. In the evening, the Ewe leaves are presented to the Oba of Benin in grand style in a colorful ceremony. The Ihogbe society, amidst singing and dancing, bring the sacred leaves that symbolize good luck, blessings, peace, and prosperity. Each of the senior members of the Ihogbe proceeds to give the sacred leaves directly to the Oba of Benin, and others put theirs at his feet.
ITV, certainly the best.
The new Idiom expressed excitement as they danced and rejoiced before the Esama of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawari Benedion, who also joined in the dance. visiting and paying of homage to various homes of senior elders continued. The initiates spent 7 days performing diverse kinds of rites as required by tradition. They were furnished with rules and regulations regarding their new office as Edion.
That I grew up in this community to the point that they have now also chosen me as an elder in this community. It's a thing of great joy. All thanks to the Esama of Benin, my people, my family, everybody, all Okada community for this great honor. I am very, very grateful.
Well, this is my brother. I'll call him my uncle because he grew up with my father. I'm so proud of him because we are doing the same rituals as the Edions of the Okada. It is our duty for us to make this place a greater place, for outsiders to come and see the goodness of God in Okada. And I'm proud of every one of us here. So shall it be to each and every one of us in Jesus' name.
Odion ma Okada zima Esama zima Dion Bona zima Dion Obala zima Dion Malawe Mari Esama Dion na the mado pon Esama the mado gbeken Esama e ma Dion wa na Esama magbeken ne osabo obuyo biton ne ba no get turn maga no dia mi maga mani do gbeken ne de na ima yafe ima ato ima agbon oro pa egugu dori ima adi awore ne o be ti agbon ya no we mi maga me ni just question no mi afa
in Esama in our father's house in respect of our initiation to elders Edion level. As tradition demands, we are here today to come and also pay our homage to him, to also for him to also pray for long life and prosperity.
The climax after 7 days was paying of homage again to the Odion way, where he gave the initiate the full rights to function and to henceforth participate in meetings with Edion. It will go down in the history and minds of Okada community, Ovia people, Edo State, and Nigeria in general. The ambience, style, and the colorful ceremony associated with the 2025 initiation into the Edion Council of former Governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Nosakari Igbenedion, his brothers Bright Ayamekwe Igbenedion, Honorable Charles Osenwige Igbenedion, Peter Osawari Igbenedion, Dr. Fred Osawuni Igbenedion, Barrister Mike Osane Igbenedion, Executive Director Operations, ITV and Radio, Chief Elder Gwede Onwunse, Honorable Efosa Douglas Igbenedion, Ukponwa Igbenedion, Osawe Igbenedion, Edosa Igbenedion, Dr. Daniel Omorige Igbenedion, as well as Agbong Steve Igbenedion, among other sons of Okada.
ITV, certainly the best.
Viewers, welcome to Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji, and it is that program that gives you and I opportunity to talk about some of the trending issues in the country and how it affects us as citizens. So today we're going to be talking about the withdrawal of police personnel from very important personalities in the country and how it's going to be affecting us as individuals, or better still, how it's going to impact us as citizens. And then again, the debates on legalizing gun ownership. So let's go talk to some persons and hear what they have to say in regards to this topic. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji.
The Nigerian security architecture, I think it is a very, very wrong approach at this time. When you talk about developed countries and thinking of how police operate, the environments are not the same. First, we do not have good roads. that when you call for police in an emergency response, if it's like in the developed countries, you see police appearing within minutes. You hear of cases of assassinations in places like America. It's only a matter of days they will find the killers of those people. Those are not the situations in Nigeria. People kidnap people in their houses, people kill people on the way, they don't even know who the killers are. The only thing too that also makes some of these people not to be on the road is the simple reason that when they know that there are escorts following some VIPs and some people on the way, they know that it's possible that at some point they will see unexpected police presence. But when they now get to the point where they now say, no, they cannot go with police and then the road is free and all that, you are only inviting terror back to us. If I'm traveling on the way and I know I'm licensed to have a gun in my car, some other persons are coming, and maybe we run into hoodlums, and they know that out of these 20 cars, there's a likelihood that 15 to 16 have arms in them. That will also create that sense of security for the people that are involved. So I just think that it is, yes, the idea to say let's have police at different points is there, but the architecture and infrastructure to support such an idea, we don't have it yet. You don't have drones flying everywhere. If you are overseas, you press a button in your house, they know it is emergency. The police will come, condone of your area, and the people cannot even escape. The police right now, as they are, first, there are no vehicles, they are not well equipped, so how do you even do it? I think that the decision by Mr. President needs to be reviewed.
I see it as a right development based on this issue that the president has made concerning police should be withdrawn from notable personalities that are in our society. You discover that for the police to be able to combat insecurity, we have less police in the society. Most of all these notable personality, you just discover that one person will be having 10 police. 10 police. If one particular person is having a police, about 10 attached to him, and the common man has no security to be attached to him, he has no security to be attached to him, then what is the fate of the masses? But to my own take, with this direction, this step that the president has taken, that all police official, army and the officials should be withdrawn from notable personality, is a welcome development, so that these officers will be able to go to the city, go to the street, go to the rural area to be able to combat these bandits. Because if all this caliber of men, notable personality, are be giving policemen policemen are attached to them, it will not be a wake-up development. But if they withdraw them, everyone, all hands will not be on deck to fight insurgency, to fight bandits. But when these men are secured, they will feel less concerned about the masses. I believe that with this step that the president has taken is a very good step, so that security for lives and property concerning the common man will be appreciated. On these aspects, it has advantage and it also have disadvantage. It is good for people to have self-defense against this insecurity. But the other way around, when every man is given that license to get a gun or harm himself against attack, sometimes most people will not use it for self-protection, but rather they will begin to use it for destructive activities, like going into using it to embark on armed robbery and different. If somebody offends somebody, he can just bring out his gun and do killing. That is why it will not be encouraged. But the only advantage for the government is that let them employ more hands. Let them get more securities, people, recruit them, train them, tell them what to do, the rules and the dons that will govern their security apparatus. All these things should be put in place. Then with more and being employed and well paid, I believe that with all this, they can be able to contain this insurgency and bandits in our country.
We all know that the constitutional role of the police is the protection of lives and property. And like the president has rightly stated, the protection of lives of Nigerians are very paramount. And like the VIPs are still part of the citizens that the police is constitutionally empowered to protect. But you also realize from where the president is coming from, these VIPs form more or less like less than 10% of the larger population of Nigerians. And in that light, he feels that more attention should be given to the masses, to the larger population of Nigeria who are now faced with the challenges of insecurity, while also trying to address the manpower need of the Nigerian police. So in that regard, I totally support that directives that all available manpower now should be channeled towards the protection of the majority of Nigerians outside the VIPs that took a chunk of that number. Looking at on the rights of Nigerians to own guns, I still believe that Nigeria is not yet ripe enough for such. Even in countries where they have such policies, they are trying to go back. If you see what's going on in America now, they are even trying to look at gun rights laws to see how it can be reviewed. So it's not a policy that has worked or that has been sustained in even where it is currently in force. So for Nigeria, it is not just our only gun that will solve the problem of insecurity. I can tell you, with the kind of anger, with the kind of issues we have now, if Nigerians own guns, they will be using it to settle personal scores, not even the insecurities now. So that might not really solve the problem. I think solving the problem, we need to go into community policing, volunteer security, seeing how well we can domesticate security, make security the duty of everybody, not necessarily a centralized arm of government like you have the centralized police now. So with that, I believe we can substantially bring down, if not to a barest minimum, the current challenges we have now. So it's not really whether we carry guns or not that would solve it, no.
It is a very good thing that the president is actually looking at how he can, curb security by having a lot of, security personnel on ground. But, if you have to fight insecurity by creating another level of insecurity, that's a very big problem, all right? Yes, we know that the VIPs have a lot of this, security escort with them. But if you look at this person too, they are human beings. And, somebody who has that kind of, level of position requires some level of security, around him. So for me, I will not, totally say that it is okay to withdraw all the, security personnel from the VIP. No, I do not think that's the best way to go. Instead, I think they should look for a way to have more persons in the force, in the military, in the police, and every other security agencies that can help, in this insecurity. Because the VIP are human beings. The right to own a gun, I really do not think that Nigeria is matured for such a thing. Yes, we have that in some developed countries like America, but I do not advise that such laws should be put here in Nigeria, because a lot of persons are going to take advantage of this particular situation, and they use it to do other very malicious activities. So I do not believe that Nigeria is ripe for self-ownership of gun at this particular point in time.
Insecurity in Nigeria is eating so deep into the life and well-being of Nigerians. Like in the area of business, it has affected us a lot. Like, for example, those our mothers who travel to village markets in this season of December, where they travel to buy plantain, yams and others. We see many of them were unable to do this because of the insecurity, and that has also affected their own family, because they will not be able to provide for them because they were unable to do their business the way it ought to be. Like those of us in the real estate sectors, I think it affected us the more, because this is one of the most funny December I've ever experienced, whereby our brothers and sisters in diaspora, they are scared to return home to celebrate with us. And after they have saved this money, and they buy property at the end of the year, so that at least they will not count on one thing that they have achieved. But this time, many of them, they give up. Instead of coming to Edo State or or Nigeria to buy property, you will hear them saying that they want to go to places like Singapore, places like Spain. They will tell you the money they will use to buy property in Abuja, like maybe 350 million, 150 million, 200 million, is enough for them to get property in Spain. And that property in Spain will give them high return of investment than the property in Nigeria. And another thing that affected those in diaspora and the VIPs, let me use that word, very important personalities in our country, is the new law that has been passed by the president, that police personnel should be withdrawn from this set of persons. And you know, the current situation of insecurity in Nigeria, so these persons, they will not be free to come in, because it's as if them coming in, they have signed their death sentence because the security is a threat to them. And at the same time, the police personnel that would have been of assistance to them to guide them is being withdrawn. So it's just as if they want to jump into a hot fry pan. So these ones is what stopped them from not coming to Nigeria, and it affected our business a lot. So those persons we are all to care for, these things restrict us to do a lot for our loved ones. Because if you don't sell property to get money, so there's no way you are going to spend money. So if you check, though we are having traffic and all these around, but the truth is that the well-being, the lifestyle of these our citizens is being compromised, because insecurity has cost them a lot. If the guns is being legalized to every citizen, it's going to cause more havoc at this initial stage. So I believe instead of legalizing gun to individuals, let's recruit more local security personnel that understand this terrain of this environment, because a stranger will not know my community more than me. So if they empower these personnel, give them good sophisticated weapon that they can use to withstand these perpetrators, the criminals, it will be able to at least help us a lot. So owning a gun or legalizing gun to Nigerians, you know, Africans, there's a way we think. Even some of the trained policemen that they are handling weapons, we see what happens after some of them have taken what they are not supposed to take. After when their adrenaline get high, when they are angry, we see how they misuse the gun. So now legalizing gun for a trained person, a civilian, is going to cause more havoc and disaster to us. So I'm not in support of that.
While the opinions of our respondent varies, and some as think that the statement by the president to withdraw police personnel from VIPs in the country in order to combat crime, some are also saying that it is not a welcome development. But in all of this, the security of citizens and properties should be a priority. That is what people are clamoring for, and it is something that should be done in order for lives and property of citizens to be secured and for security to be guaranteed. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. Many thanks for watching.
ITV, certainly the best.
Omonoba Nedu Ukwakolopolo, Ewai II, Oba of Benin, stepped out majestically with loud crowd to perform the Sotun rite of his late mother, Queen Mother Ioba Omoni Ikoyeme, Ioba Ewai II, who departed this world 49 years ago. Isoton is a traditional rite of the procession in memory of the departed person's spirit in Benin Kingdom. It is usually heralded by public display of the departed person's influence during their sojourn on earth. The display of a human effigy symbolizing the departed royal matriarch was preceded by the Oba of Benin, who led the procession from his palace to the Immortal Shrine at King Square in Benin City, where he offered prayers for the repose of the soul of the Queen Mother, Ioba Ewai II. Thereafter, the priest assigned to the Immortal Shrine offered Oba Ewai II items for Isoton on behalf of his family. However, chalk, known as Uri, represented a mixture from royal fans after ancestral spirits were invoked to bear witness and announce his arrival. On his way home, Oba Ewai paid tributes at various pilgrimage sites, including Queen Idia Tomb, beside Oba Market, where a cheerful crowd of traders abandoned their wares to catch a glimpse of the royal personage and join in the celebration.
certainly the best.
The man went out to bring in thugs to come and beat her.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, do you think women would have seen that and still want to speak?
Really, we're talking about. That's what I said. So when they bullied her,
Yeah.
if she's not bold enough, she will shut up.
What is your advice for girls out there that are so desperate to be married?
We women, we have to be really intentional about our parenting.
If you know a child is being abused, or you see signs, a bruise or a child, it has to be investigated.
People barely even breathe when they are going for a shrebi and something.
Party.
You have to be
They can't
smart.
sit
If
down.
you see when they are dressing them or are dragging on both sides, you cannot breathe. And these women will stay in those events for hours just to keep up with that beauty trend.
Is that healthy?
That's not healthy.
I am Patricia Uremu Gabriels, and we're reaching you live from our Lagos Network studio. Of course, Women in Conversation is a program designed for women to discuss about themselves.
Some days, there comes the Ugemobo Festival, which the Oba celebrates outside the palace gate. A pavilion is built of red cloth where rites are performed to drive away all evil spirits still unsatisfied by the year's sacrifices. The Emobo Festival is to commemorate an event in Benin history which dates back to 1504 AD.
Yari yari, ọba àtọ́pẹ́.
The Oba of Benin added a colorful mood to the year's celebration as he walks round the city center amidst cheers.